We ended on Trayvon Diggs, so we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. 3-1 since losing Dak Prescott in the first game of the season. Now, you guys all sat at this table after Dak was hurt. And you guys said the season is over. You didn't believe in the Cowboys anymore.
Do you have no spine?
I told you guys that the Cowboys,
you need mental help.
They'll be fine. I told you guys, if you look at the schedule, they were gonna be fine. The schedule was the Giants, the Commanders. I told you guys this. Now, listen up. They beat the Commanders 25-20. When Dak went down, everybody wrote them off. The season was over. The memes came flooding.
You were a part of that.
Including me.
Real?
But very quickly, I realized I'm going to be wrong on this. And the reason why is because if you looked at their schedule, it wasn't a tough schedule.
Cupcake.
And Cooper Rush, yes, he's been playing fantastic. Right now, he has 737 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, 96 passer rating. But they've beaten the Bengals, good win, Giants, and Commanders. I think the Cowboys right now, what they're proving is that they're a complete team. For the first time since 1973, this defense has not allowed 20 points in any of their first 4 games. Before coming into the season, we saw what the Cowboys lost on defense, on offense, and said that's a lot. Randy Gregory, Lyle Collins, who hasn't been good in Cincinnati. They lost Tyron Smith due to injury. Amari Cooper. Definitely not the same team. So the worry was, man, will Dak be able to carry them? But I think the Cowboys right now are showing that they don't need him to do that. Cooper Rush is managing the games and winning. Dak Prescott is a far better quarterback than Cooper Rush. And I know people always want to start these stupid quarterback controversies. Dak is better than Cooper Rush. It's not even a debate. It's not even close. It's not even close. When Dak comes back, which honestly, I don't think he should rush it. You're winning. Even right now, they're 3-1. Even if they drop the next 2 to the Rams and Eagles, 3-3, when Dak comes back, you'll take it on the NFC. That's fine. Dak has to be 100%. The Cowboys are a legit threat in the NFC. And they're a team that I told you guys before the season in the NFC that as long as they have Dak, they won't miss the playoffs. If Cooper Rush was a quarterback for the entire season, I'm a little bit worried. Maybe they sneak into the wild card. With Dak coming back in a couple weeks, they'll be fine. They have the Rams and Eagles soon, yes, but then after that, it's the Lions, it's the Bears. They'll get those wins back easily. And if Cooper Rush can win one against the Rams or the Eagles, which the Rams is very possible, the defensive line can dominate that game. Dak is playing with house money. The Cowboys are playing with house money. This is a team that I feel like people should feel excited about because the defense is elite. Trayvon has stepped up. Micah has stepped up. DeMarcus Lawrence, one of the best edge rushers in the league. I mean, this team is a goddamn good football team. One of the best defenses in the NFL.
By far.
So I think with Dak coming back, there's a lot of optimism that the Cowboys can make some noise when the playoffs come around.
Cowboys been nothing short of fantastic. I sat here. I was wrong. A lot of us, I think all of us were on the Cowboys once Dak went down. You were out on the Cowboys as well. But, I admit when I'm wrong. I don't have any agenda or anything like that with the Cowboys, so it's fine. I was wrong on the Cowboys for sure. And the defense, without a doubt, has stepped up, been one of the best defenses in the league. We already knew with Micah and, Lawrence had a down year last year, but, came back. Trayvon Diggs stepped up. But really, this offense has improved since week 1. I think our biggest issue after that Bucs game was they couldn't do anything.
Gallup is back.
Dak that first week looked lost. He couldn't connect with CD. Dalton Schultz didn't even. I think he was all right, actually.
Dalton Schultz had a decent
game. The running game wasn't great. Yeah, but to their credit, this offense has been great. The last 3 games, CeeDee Lamb has had 75 plus receiving yards, a touchdown in back-to-back games. You said Michael Gallup's back. And Noah Brown, he's not going to give up that wide receiver 2 spot. This is a guy who's been in the league for multiple years, mostly a special teams guy, but now he got his chance to be a wide receiver 2 on a team, and he's taken advantage of it. He's been fantastic, at times matching CD's production, at times exceeding CD's production. So I know Gallup is back, but Noah Brown's not just going to give that up. You have a 3-headed attack possibly at wide receiver with Dalton Schultz, and the running backs who Pollard has been better than Zeke so far. Zeke at this point in his career is not the same back he used to be, but at least a rushing game that at times can control the clock, control the game. When you do play those like the Giants and Commanders, where you have to take care of business, get the clock down, and win the game like they did. They beat the Bengals, went on the road against a hot Giants team, won that game, and a Commanders who had shown to be competitive. And then you mentioned the defense. They're number 2 in sacks, number 3 in points per game. Been susceptible against the run, but against the pass, they've been fantastic. Credit to Trayvon Diggs, who has really stepped up his game. I was wrong about the Cowboys. They look really good right now.
Noah Brown's from New Jersey.
Shout out.
What part?
Mount Olive. There's a brand new fantasy app. It's called Boom Fantasy. You got over-unders, player props. You got matchups. This player versus that player. That's personally my favorite. And long shots. You can win 40 times your money. And if I'm not mistaken, Joel, NBA is coming soon.
Yes, sir. NBA will be in the app in the next 10 days or so. Wow. I believe opening night is October 19th, so we'll have stuff up a few days beforehand. That's going to be fun because we have it every night. You don't have to wait till Monday, Thursday.
Did you get your code? For the league pass?
I did get my code for the league pass.
I got my code too.
Yep, that's amazing.
That's from 2K, right?
Yes.
That's tough.
Amazing.
That's fire.
So if you guys haven't already, download the Boom Fantasy app right now. Link is in our description or in the caption wherever you're watching.
The biggest reason why I was so vocal about why I thought the Cowboys weren't going to be good was because of how poor they played against the Buccaneers. Maybe that was an undersight of my belief in the Buccaneers defense, but they were at home. There's no reason that you should have only scored 3 points, in my opinion. So that's what led me to my opinion of this team's toast without Dak. Now, they play the Bengals. Good team, of course. Not one of the upper echelon teams, but a great win nevertheless.
They caught them when they were struggling.
Correct.
Yep.
The Giants. I'm a Giants supporter, but even I can understand that the Giants are just not on that level. It's a division game. Of course, they were in MetLife, but that's a good win by the Cowboys. Commanders, pretenders all along. They weren't even anything really.
Facts.
And this week now going against the Rams, a Rams team who is they're just nowhere near the level that they were last season. The offensive line's completely in shambles. Defense doesn't look great. They don't really have another option outside of Cooper Kupp. It's looking very scary for the Los Angeles Rams. Now, the fans have been begging for us to talk about the Cowboys. Every episode it seems as if, man, y'all still refuse to talk about the Cowboys. It's not like we're ducking. I'm a Cowboys supporter. I really am. Please.
He is. He's a Giants supporter and a Cowboys supporter.
I love Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott's one of my favorite players.
That's
for sure.
Crazy. Okay.
Why, bro, you don't know about OSU.
Well, I mean, you are a Boston and a Lakers supporter, so this all makes much sense to me.
How am I a Boston supporter? Because I just believed that Boston was going to win the finals.
You were literally going on a meat riding Tatum tandem for like 6-7 months.
Because I believed that he was one of the best players in the league.
You believe like he's damn near 2.
What does that have to do with anything?
We were just watching the documentary, the Lakers documentary. And the Lakers guys were saying, I absolutely hate the Celtics.
Because that was when the rivalry was real.
If you're a
Celtics,
still real.
If you're a Lakers fan, you have to hate the Celtics.
You saw in the interview, he said we hate Boston.
Yeah,
well, that's more because of Cleveland, but I get it.
Do you hate the Lakers?
Yeah, I mean they're one of my least favorite teams, but like I hate the Bucks more.
It's not a real rivalry.
I hate the Sixers more. Yeah, like right now we haven't matched up in fucking 10 years, 12 years.
He's also not a real life or emotional Celtics.
We haven't matched up in 12 years.
He's a guy from Jersey rooting for Boston. That's weird in itself.
I'm not going to say nothing because I'm at fault there too.
Okay, smart.
Not even going to say anything.
To talk about the Cowboys, you hit a lot of great points. Defense been all world. Trayvon Diggs has been one of the best defensive players in the leagues. Let's talk about Micah Parsons, who is in competition for. You can't say number one defensive player in the game. Aaron Donald deserves that respect until he retires.
Bosa's in that conversation.
Bosa has been all world, but Micah Parsons, being the unicorn that he is, just puts him at a whole other level for me personally. DeMarcus Lawrence, he sees all the attention that Mike is getting, and he's like, don't forget about me. I'm still one of the best pass rushers in the league also. He's been getting his. This defense just looks like it's going to finish top 5, top 7 in the league right now. They've been amazing. Cooper Rush has done a great job of just being a game manager, doing no more, no less than what he's being asked to do. And yes, you're 100% right. This is Dak Prescott's team. You don't have the price tag that Dak Prescott has, and you don't have your spot immediately when you come back from injury. Right now, Cooper Rush has put Dak Prescott at a luxury where he does not need to rush back. Cooper Rush is doing a perfectly fine job of getting these guys through these games, allowing Dak Prescott to be fully healthy and come back fully and not have to worry about the hand injury. this is extremely beneficial for Dak, but also the Cowboys, because now you have a roster that you can at least have Dak fully believe in when he comes back.
There's no pressure on Dak to come back.
No, absolutely not.
If they were right now 1-3, you gotta come back this week.
But I am also hoping that Dak sees the success that the offense is able to have with Cooper, that he does not have to come in and be Superman. He just needs to come in, be Dak, and that'll be good enough to win them ball games. The schedule's super light. You mentioned it. It's 100% winnable. Almost every single game here is winnable. Going down through the rest of the season, the few games that I look at that would be a challenge would be at the Packers, at the Vikings. That's really
Philly.
it.
And the Packers.
Oh, I apologize.
Philly,
yeah, and two. I
Yeah, but that's it. The Packers.
They
The
can still split,
Packers,
though. That wouldn't surprise
they're
me if they split.
vulnerable. The Vikings, they're vulnerable. All those teams, they don't. It's not a loss.